today, from Seattle, Washington, it's a special New Year's Eve edition of the NFL on EA Sports. It's the Seattle Seahawks taking on the Miami Dolphins.
Charles and I have been looking forward to this one all week, and off we go from Seattle. Taken at the goal line. And they'll start this drive just across the 30. Pretty nice work on the return. So here come the Dolphins now as they get set to take over on offense. And a look here at their go-to guy under center.
And he just continues to throw touchdown pass after touchdown pass, leading the league here down the final stretch of the year. Guys will say that the numbers and the rankings, they don't matter to him very much, but I don't know how much I actually believe that. Sure, he's team first, but I think everyone would like to see him finish number one, including himself.
Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10. Throwing to start the drive. Richardson. That is caught by Cohen. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. Good job there to locate his tight end, Charles, in the middle of the field.
Yeah, he has good pass-catching abilities, and if they're able to continue to find him here in the early going, I think it'll help out his teammates out on the perimeter. You can take the big shots later if he occupies their attention.
Meanwhile, they take a shot to start the drive, but this is going to wind up incomplete.
Defensively here, you're facing a top-5 team in terms of points scored in the NFL, so when they're that high-powered, you've got to find a way to hold them under 20, because to me, that's the magic number. 20-point score gives yourself you give yourself your best chance to win.
So if they're up around 24, 28, 30, they could be in some trouble.
And I think so, because then you turn it into a shootout, and that means your offense has to keep pace.
They get 6. That'll leave them with 3rd and 4. So, Charles, for this offense, we've been talking all year about how difficult it would be to run the table. And you gave me your chances early in the year. You thought maybe 25%. A few weeks ago, you thought closer to 50, but not quite 50. Now, here they are, 15-0. This is happening, isn't it?
I think it is, Brandon, because I do believe this team is too invested, too well coached to fall asleep with the switch now. And I think it ultimately benefits them to stay engaged all the way through the season, because make it to the finish line, then they get the open week to refresh and re-energize. But if you get off the gas now, that can really hurt you come playoff time. Nice methodical opening drive here. They're already into field goal range. They're in a good spot. You know that people like to take a shot in this part of the field, but at the same time, as methodical as they've been, they might want to run the ball a little bit here too.
And just on the outskirts of the red zone, they have options now. Either way, though, they've come out with a purpose. And he'll take this ahead for about 4. 2nd down coming up. These are his numbers from last week's contest. 15 carries, 133 yards.
Well, he's the number 2 runner in the league, and you just know the offensive line wants to get him to number 1, because most of the good ball carriers, they take care of their linemen. Could be a goal to watch in their future if he becomes the leading rusher.
inside the 5 to the 4. They've taken this opening kickoff and marched it right down the field defensively. Not much resistance.
And that's the point, because my admiration is for the guys moving the ball right now. They know what they're doing. Their plan is working. But I flip it over and watch and say, okay, what are you going to do to change things up? Because if you don't, they're going to put that ball in the end zone real soon.
They'll try and run for it on 1st and goal. And he gets halfway home from the 4 down to the 2-yard line. Good first step there defensively, but they're still knocking on the doorstep, so maybe another run here?
I think so. And one of my favorite coaches used to say, son, if you could darn near lay down near the end zone and get in.
And he will take it in for a Dolphins touchdown. Taking it in from 2 yards out. And the Dolphins are going to take a first-quarter lead. One of the keys to their long winning streak has been scoring first. An ideal drive right there, getting the first 6 points of the ball game.
Do you go back to our meeting with the offensive coordinator? Remember what he told us?
Absolutely.
With some teams, I script to probe in the early part of the game. Other teams, I script to attack. They've been in attack mode for these ball games and continue that in this one.
Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. This taken in at the goal line. And he brings us out past the 20 to the 24. So out come the Seahawks now for their first possession. And they will be led out by their 6'3" quarterback.
I loved his quote during the week. If I were a defensive back, I would have wanted to play against me last week as well. He's trying to eliminate those turnovers, those interceptions, and get back on the positive side of the ledger, throwing touchdown passes.
Yeah, had 4 of those picks, led to the loss. They'll run on first down. Weeks, and he'll work this forward for about 3 at 2nd down. Well, Charles, you think about this defense. This week in preparation, you couldn't hide the fact from them that they're facing a team that's lost 7 in a row. You just wonder if they prepared the same way they normally do.
Yeah, that's a great question, because normally that preparation goes into what you do well on defense. What is the best thing that you do going into a game? But in this case, you might want to take all the tendencies and throw them out the window. I would expect them to throw every trick play in the book right out of the gate in order to try and get something established and get things moving.
They head to the line facing a 3rd and 7 following the incompletion on 2nd down. Back to throw. And that's going to be incomplete. The coverage too good there. The contact popped the ball free, and it's 4th down. Jack Fox out to punt here on 4th down. He punted 4 times in the loss last week as he gets this one away here. It's taken to the 26. Nice punt, but good work on the return to get back 11 yards. And the offense will take over with a new set of downs. The Dolphins at the line ready for their next drive. And they'll be looking to make this a 2-score advantage. Had the touchdown on their first drive, Charles. Hey, they can get up 2 scores here on the road. That's a heck of a start.
And not only have they thought about it, I wonder if they visualized it. I remember playing, and they used to turn the lights out in our meeting room and run to a situation like this and say, just think about what it would be like to be up on the road and take the crowd out of it. Maybe they did some of that.
Here's 2nd and 10. Hands it off out of the gun. And they bring him to the ground just shy of midfield. Although his reputation as a speedy runner precedes him, it's always fun to watch him work.
It is eye-opening, isn't it? Because when you see him get the ball and just go, in addition to that speed, it helps out his blockers. They don't have to hold blocks for long because he's just going to speed right past them.
On first down, Singleton. He gets away from one. And this will be stopped at the 44. That one good for 7 yards. This running game so important for them, and they know that. It helped lead them to a victory last week when he was over 100 yards.
Let's face it, it's their identity, and that's what they want to play to. They want to be that team that runs the ball really well each and every week, and right now we're seeing a pretty good pattern of that happening.
And he's going to be taken down with a marker on the field. So let's see about the call. And that's on Austin Jackson, first-round pick in 2020. They'll come up now on a 2nd and long after the hold. Back to throw. Richardson. He's going to go for a big play downfield. And this is caught. Touchdown. A great effort there. His 6th touchdown of the season. And the Dolphins are off to a 13-0 first quarter lead.
There's not much that's perfect in football, but that's about as close to it as you're going to get. Score, force a punt, score again.
And both drives were impressive. The opening drive was, that last one was. Now on the other side, though, what's your psyche? You're really behind the 8 ball.
You got to make sure you just hold in there. Survive the early storm, relax a little bit, and try and get back to your game plan. It's way too early for panic.
Extra point splits the uprights, and that'll make the score 14-0. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. This fielded right at the goal line. And ultimately cannot get this out to the 25-yard line as he's dropped at the 23. Seattle's offense coming back onto the field, ready for their 2nd drive. The partner just looking at some of the struggles they've had this season. The playoffs are not in their future. As they start to peer toward the offseason, what moves might they make?
I think the running back position, and I know we talk all the time about the NFL being a passing league, but the teams that run the ball effectively, they're the ones that go deep into the playoffs and go to the Super Bowl. They have to upgrade here. And you and I both know in recent years in the draft, people have shied away from taking a runner early, but there's that special one there. I say they go get him. Well, they've got man coverage on the outside, and my scouting report on these DBs tells me that they love to take matters in their own hands. They want man coverage, not zone. And there was good coverage there that forced the incompletion.
Firing quickly here, and that's complete. 5 yards. Now it's 3rd and 5. He missed on his first 3 passes, was 0 for 3. Now gets a connection. Maybe that'll get him going.
Yeah, it wasn't a time for panic, but there was some concern because once you start in a certain pattern, you're wondering.
Nowhere to go. Here he lost the football. And this is picked up by the Dolphins. And this is brought all the way back. A fumble recovery and taken to the house for a Miami touchdown. So the big fella gets on the scoreboard with a return for a touchdown. Good thing he didn't have to go too far, though.
You know the trainers were very happy about that. Imagine having to go get him in the end zone, escort him to the bench, and give him the oxygen. They were loving the fact that he got in without having to run very far.
The call is to go for 1 and kick the extra point. And it is now 21-0. The scoop and score, always an exciting play in football, and we witnessed it there. Grabbing it off the ground and then rumbling it into the end zone for 6. So how about this for a start? 21-0 here in the first as they kick this one away. Taking it about the 1. And he'll get it up past the 20 to about the 22. And as this offense makes their way back out, NFC playoff race time, we give you a look at what's going on there. And with the final fortnight of games upon us, teams jockeying for position. Some of these games really starting to take enormous importance as they always do this time of year.
I like how you use fortnight.
I'm impressed,
Yeah, I am impressed. That means 2 weeks, if I'm not mistaken, correct?
That does.
But how about exactly what you're talking about? Going down the stretch, how much importance is placed on these games. Look, everyone talks about every game's important. When you get to this time of year, maybe that importance gets quadruple. And that's where we are right now to see who can make their last run, their last push to get into the playoffs.
On second down, Weeks. And he is met quickly in the backfield. Down he goes, folded like a lawn chair. They wind up losing a couple there, so they go behind the original line of scrimmage, and now 3rd and 11 coming up.
This defense is a difficult one to prepare for, one of the best in the league. They'll come at you from all angles, and they did a nice job there stopping him for a loss.
On 3rd down, he'll drop to throw. Throwing for his running back, and he's got him complete. And he'll be stopped at the 27-yard line, well short of the first down marker. That one good for only 6, and it leaves him with a 4th down. Here's Jack Fox now as he'll kick it away for the second time. His first punt, 48 yards. This one looks equally as good. That's taken on the 25. Oh, what a move. A good return there, 17 yards. And another good game here as the numbers show. We had a rare meeting with the entire offensive line this week. They were pretty ecstatic. Well, they should be ecstatic again.
And we had that meeting with them because of how they played last week. I thought it was your idea. It was brilliant to say, let's bring the big guys
You're so
in.
kind.
Well, it was true. Let's talk to the guys. How did they pull that off? Because they were so productive. No real problems in getting to the offensive backfield. They were getting downfield, getting the second, third level, creating extra blocks. We're seeing that again this week. They are really locked in. So credit to them, but also a big credit to the offensive line coach because he's got to feel great about what he's prepared.
Absolutely.
A good run there off right tackle in an old school NFL football. The right side, the offensive line, often known as the nasty side. The left side, usually the technical side. Kind of reminds me of the old Atlanta Falcons 2009, 2010. That's how they constructed their offensive line.
They'll run on 1st down. Blake. Oh, nice move. And they're able to get this one past the 30 down to the 25.
Well, they came into this game saying it was important that they set the tone and show that they can run the football. And I believe that they've done that here in the first quarter.
Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on 1st down. They run the counter. Singleton. And nothing much materializing there on the 1st down run. He'll get a couple, and that's it.
That's a good play by the guys on the defensive side of the ball. Held them to a gain of 2. And that changes the playbook a little bit now for the guy calling plays. 2nd and 8. Now he's got to probably think about going to the air instead of maybe staying with the ground game.
2nd and 8. And he'll give it here to his running back. And he's going to be taken down here with a penalty flag on the field. So a decent gain, but all for naught on the penalty.
It's too bad, isn't it? They were feeling pretty good about it. Only people celebrating, the guys who just gave up that play.
Now they'll switch it up here and look to throw. It's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect.
My first thought is surprise because that's one of the better tight ends around, and I've seen him pull in balls like this before. But how about a little credit to the defense forcing that incompletion?
They come up to the line now facing a 3rd and 10 after the incompletion. From the gun, Richardson. He's got it. Touchdown, Dolphins. Henry Ruggs. Touchdown number 15 on the year. And the Dolphins are able to extend that advantage. Well, partner, time to start thinking about dinner plans after this one. I don't want to write them off first quarter, but my goodness, the offense clicking like this in a 4-score lead.
We are programmed to not get to that stage, right? To not think that way, but you can't help it. They look like sheer perfection right now with those 4 scores this early. Let's see if they can keep it up, and let's see if there's any way possible they can be slowed down.
Yeah, right now, I don't see any signs of them being slowed down. So this not what we expected. 28-0 here in the first as another kickoff is away. Taking it about the 1. And he'll go down as this drive will start at the 25-yard line.
Entering settings screen, you have 20 options. Menu narration option is set to off is selected.
The Seattle now ready to march onto the field. Not only are they in search of their first score, they're in search of their first down in this ball game as they come up 1st and 10. They'll try the left side. Weeks, nowhere to go that time. Might have gotten a yard up to the 25.
Entering settings screen, you have 20 options. Menu narration option is set.
Defense, Charles, really played well in that win a week ago.
And what I saw on film was a nearly unstoppable pass rush. 5 sacks last week, plenty of hurries given up. So now what do you do on offense? You just max protect, keep everyone in and run the ball? Or maybe just 1 or 2 receiver routes in order to try and keep your quarterback upright?
Now this one complete on the slant route. And they're able to get this one across the 35. The numbers for him from a week ago: 5 catches, 64 yards.
When you turn in good, consistent performances each and every week, you will rank in the top 10 in the league in receiving yards, and he's number 7 currently, hoping to move up as time goes on.
Now on 1st down, he'll drop to throw it. Forced out to his left. And he'll go out near midfield at the 49. 12 yards on back-to-back plays there, and that's another 1st down.
That was an excellent job of recognizing the situation. His first read wasn't there. Heck, his second read wasn't there. But he bought himself a little extra time scrambling out of the pocket, got to the sticks, and picked up the 1st down.
And the coverage terrific there as that's knocked down and incomplete. Partner, we read a great article this week arguing for him to be Defensive Player of the Year. Normally sacks are the big thing that people point to, but what he's done in the secondary has been something special.
It has been, because it's been an all-around game for him, taking the ball away, rushing the quarterback and sacking him himself, doing a number of different things that change the way the game is played.
5 yards, now it's 3rd and 5. We are in for a good one as we're through 1 on EA Sports. The Seahawks on 3rd down, 0 for 3 to this point. They could use a conversion. This will be 3rd and 5. They'll set up to throw. Out to the flat. That's complete to his running back. And he is going to have a Seahawks 1st down by about a yard as they find a way to convert there on 3rd down and 5. Now the Dolphins are going to halt the action here. It's a timeout. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this 2nd quarter. This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. Now a handoff here to his running back. And here he'll be brought down a little shy of the 35 at the 36. Tackled by Isaiah Simmons. After the pickup of 5, here's 2nd and 5. He'll drop to throw. Oh, he's got a man wide open, complete. Touchdown, Seahawks. A great play there. His 5th touchdown now on the year. And the Seahawks are able to cut into that deficit. Extra point right down the middle. And that'll cut the lead back down to 21. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. Taking it about the 1. And they'll start this drive just across the 30. Pretty nice work on the return. Out comes the Dolphin offense now as they get set to take over here. They are just putting things together so well here, drive after drive. They really have captured the momentum, haven't they?
They've taken momentum and pretty much...
He's got a man complete. And all the way in for a Miami touchdown. A big play there with his second touchdown of the game, number 7 on the year. And the Dolphins are able to add on to their first half lead. Point after, right down the middle. And the route is on here in this first half. They certainly made quick work of that, ultra quick work. One of the fastest drives you'll ever see, just one play resulting in the touchdown. And he'll just sit on this one as their drive will start at the 25. DK Metcalf for the Seattle offense about set to take over once again. They've got to be thinking, how can we get him a little bit more involved here? Second quarter, you're down, and really, he's been out of the mix.
I would agree with that, and oftentimes you hear, well, we're just taking what the defense is giving us. But sometimes that's just not good enough. Sometimes you have to take what you want, and that means getting him the football.
Yeah, so far just a single catch in this game. Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up 2nd and 11.
I have a feeling they'll stay committed to running the football, especially on the early downs. They just haven't had a whole lot of success just yet.
2nd and 11. Toward the left sideline, but it's incomplete. Some of the fans here don't seem too happy about what we've seen in this first half.
No, not at all, and I understand why. They look lethargic, out of sync, and it shows on the scoreboard.
And the Seahawks on 3rd down. They've only converted once in 4 tries. This is 3rd and 11. Looking to throw. Now they set up the screen. That's complete. And he'll be out of bounds across the 30-yard line. The screen does get him 9, but it also brings up a 4th down.
That's a nice design there, but sometimes, though, you get so many blockers out ahead of you, they kind of slow you down and force you to adjust. You always appreciate guys trying to help you, but maybe one less there could have turned this into a bigger game.
Fielded at the 20. They'll call it a punt of 44 yards. The return was for 7. So now here come the Dolphins. And last time the formula was pretty simple. 1-play drive, long pass. That maybe they just want to do that again, right?
And that's exactly how you want to draw things up. Whether it's on your grease board, right, in your playbook, 1-play drive is exactly what you want on offense. But they have to be careful.
A leap, and he's got it. He got it. And he is down deep into Seattle territory. It's a big play there for Miami. Both players had a shot at getting the football there. Just seemed like he wanted it more.
And able to react a little bit quicker because he understood what the route was. He understood the timing of when the quarterback might throw the football. The defensive backs often a half-second behind.
Well, that didn't take long. 1 play, and we're already looking at a 1st and goal situation. Now a give, right side. Singleton. And a little bit of space there. Takes it inside the 5 to the 3. Give him 4 on the carry there, and 2nd and goal. When we talk about being on schedule, I think they're on schedule after that run, getting it right down there on the doorstep.
Maybe even a little bit ahead, because now the defense can't dictate with pressure. They're guessing about where you're going to go. I might come.
And he takes it into the end zone for the Dolphin touchdown. A great effort there, with his 2nd touchdown here in this first half. And the Dolphins just continue to pour it on. Extra point splits the uprights, and that will extend this big lead. So they only needed 3 plays on that drive. And it ends with a 3-yard scoring run. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. And there will not be a return here. It's a touchback, and it'll come out to the 25-yard line. Here comes the field general leading his offense back out there for the next possession. A lot of the problems have been on the other side of the ball. Is that frustrating for a quarterback who's been playing well?
It is, but there's no way that the best ones let their teammates know that. They actually take it upon themselves and say, okay, I have to do even more, or I need to play better. Maybe even say I put my defense in a bad spot. That's what true leadership shows you.
Yeah, well, he doesn't need to change much personally. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12.
I like the strategy. Extra tight ends, extra beef. They want to run the football, but that means they probably want to run it inside. If you get strung out on the perimeter, you're in peril.
Yeah, we saw the result, negative yardage. Here we go on 2nd and 12. Buying time to his left. He'll wind up getting 4 there on his own, but it will leave him now with a 3rd down situation. They'll look to throw. Oh, had his hands on it, couldn't bring it in. Pretty symptomatic of how this game's been going. The Seahawks send out their punter as he'll punt it away for the 4th time today. Fielded just inside the 30 and past the 40 before he's out of bounds. So a good punt, but a solid 12-yard return. And out will come the offense as they take over. Now we get a peek at the captain of this offense heading back out there. And it's safe to say he has been getting his money's worth in this one. The Dolphins at the line ready for their next drive. They've really distanced themselves. They have put the pedal to the metal, I guess, so to speak.
So definitely have them in the rearview mirror, don't they? I mean, you're exactly right. Being able to string together these drives that end up in points.
And this is caught. Touchdown, Dolphins. A great play there. On his way to a monster game, 3 first-half touchdowns. And the Dolphins are able to strike quickly to add on to their lead. So not only is that his 3rd touchdown catch of the game, he's done it here in the first half.
I'm not sure defensively what they're going to come up with to slow him down, because already we're seeing him run past, over, through guys in order to make these catches. And being able to try and shut him down at this stage of the game, it's going to take a lot of effort. So maybe it'll open things up for some other people.
Well, they better figure something out, and soon. And no effort to bring this one out. It's a touchback. Seattle again getting ready to take over offensively. And they're coming off a 3-and-out, my friend.
I think they've got to look at that play sheet and go to a spot that they haven't gone before. Time to shake things up a little bit to try and get this off.
The Dolphins get there this time, and they bring him down. It looks like a 12-yard loss there on the first down sack.
I spent a lot of extra time preparing for this game, watching this offensive line, because they gave up 5 sacks last week in their loss. They just gave up another one now. They don't seem to be working together as a cohesive unit. Right? 4 guys might have it right, but the 5th guy is giving something up. They've got to find a way to all get on the same page.
And once again, the Dolphin defense holds firm as they'll stop him behind the line of scrimmage. Just a 1-yard loss that time, but that's not what they needed. Now they're dealing with a 3rd and long.
That was well played there defensively. 2 tight ends in the formation, which essentially gave them 7 blockers up front. Hard to imagine with all that size and beef that they could let a tackler through, but that's exactly what happened. A loss resulted.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. Quick hitter here, it's complete. And able to get this across the 20 before going out of bounds. It'll be a gain of 8, but it'll also lead to a 4th down. On 4th down, the punt team is on as this is sent away. It'll be 37 yards there on the punt, and possession will switch hands, 1st and 10. Dolphins offense returning to the field, and following that long touchdown pass, a 1-play drive last time. We'll see if the defense, you know they're ready. They don't want that to happen again.
And you would have thought they would have been ready the last time. I mean, that's what you work on all the time. Make sure that no one gets behind you.
And that is caught. Touchdown, Miami. A big play there. On his way to a historic performance, 4 first-half touchdowns. And the Dolphins have got it on cruise control. And let's count them up now. 1, 2, 3, 4 touchdown receptions for him in this game.
And just one shy of the NFL record. What a great performance. Going up and catching the football, creating space, and finding the end zone. That's what it's all about.
Extra point right down the middle. And the lead will swell by 1 more. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. No run back here, down to a knee, and this drive will start at the 25. DK Metcalf for the Seattle offense about set to take over once again. They've got to find a way to get him more involved in this game plan. Down here in the second quarter, he doesn't even have a catch.
And don't think they're not hearing about it in the huddle and on the sidelines. And we often think of wide receivers at times being disruptive. It's just that they know their talents and they know the type of plays they can make, and they can make big ones. They want the ball to help their team.
Now you got to think he's going to want the ball more. 1 target, no catches. Ball on the 30. They'll come up with a 2nd and 5. They'll drop to throw. And it's a short one here, complete to the tight end.
When you're struggling on offense, you're looking for anything possible to get you going. Sometimes you do it like basketball teams that don't normally press. You put a press on, bring people to life, make them move a little bit quicker. Maybe that'll help them as they head towards the half.
Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. From the gun, he'll hand this off. And boy, this defense again really making things tough on him as they stop him for no gain.
The running lanes have definitely not been there for him here in the first half, and I don't think it's all been his fault. His offensive line hasn't given him much space. A loss results there.
On 2nd down now, Weeks, and a 5-yard gain gets him to the 42.
Even though they gave up more than they wanted to on that play, it actually illustrates how well they bottled him up throughout the game, because that was his longest run of this contest.
Out of the gun now on 3rd down. And this is going to be incomplete.
Sometimes it's just not your day. There's another failure right there on 3rd down.
The Seahawks send out their punter as they're forced to kick for the 6th time today. So a change of possession here on the punt. Now out comes their leader and the captain of this offense back onto the field. They've got the lead. He's a big reason why. Looking sharp so far.
And as we travel around the league, we see quarterbacks get it done in a variety of ways. But today's NFL does tell us one thing. If that guy doesn't play well...
Oh, a leap and he will make the catch. And he is down deep into Seattle territory. It's a big play there for Miami. Excellent execution, and now they're set up nicely.
Are they ever? Red zone? I wonder what the next play call is going to be, because after a big play like that, a lot of teams like to use the momentum to launch another one.
On 1st down, Singleton. And he gets it inside the 10 to the 9. A chance to really cap off a big first half here as they come up on 1st and goal. And they'll run on the inside handoff. They'll get this halfway home from the 8 to the 4 on a gain of 4. So that run gets them about halfway home.
Yeah, it's now 2nd and goal. The end zone beckons. It looms. They can do whatever they want. Full playbook. Run it again, or they can go play action and try and put it in that way.
Give him right around 4 on the carry. We'll see if they want to keep pounding here on 3rd and goal. 2 straight shots on the ground. Now on 3rd, do you go to the air?
I think the possibility exists, and if you're doing it, you're probably going to play out.
And he'll take this into the end zone for a Dolphins touchdown. It's the fullback. His 17th touchdown now on the season. And the Dolphins just continue to pour it on. Point after, right down the middle. And that will extend this big lead. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. And he'll just take a seat, and the drive will begin at the 25-yard line. And we will get another look at Seattle's offense. It was still more than a minute to go in the half. Time to try to mount a drive.
And I would think that they would have to. This is today's NFL. You got to push it whenever you get an opportunity. You can never have enough points with the high-powered offenses that you face. And analytics will tell you, try and score when given the opportunity.
They're going to need to get up and set in a hurry. And the Dolphins rush gets home. Down he goes. The defense rising to the challenge and setting him back on the sack.
Well, someone's closing in on the league lead in sacks. He came into the game in the top 5. Now you add 2 more to his total.
Not wanting to risk another sack, they'll play it safe with a run. And they'll indeed stop him on 3rd down. And now what do you want to do with your timeouts? And they're going to take a timeout defensively. So with 4th down coming up, they go ahead and burn it and say we'll see what happens. The Seahawks send out their punter as he's on to kick it away. Take it at the 37. So we've reached halftime here on New Year's Eve as we send you cross-country to Orlando. Jonathan Coachman is there and has our EA Sports halftime report.
All right, Brandon, thanks very much. We'll get back to you and Charles in a minute. But first, time to give the folks at home a look at what's going on around the NFL. We'll begin in the birthplace of rock and roll, Memphis, Tennessee. And it's the Patriots with the lead in that one. Mac Jones has thrown a touchdown pass. Next, we head off to check out another game. And you can see they have the lead over the visiting Tennessee Titans. Justin Herbert with 2 touchdown passes. Finally, let's get you to Baltimore. Check on the Ravens at home at M&T Bank Stadium. And they were losers in their ball game as they were outplayed by the visiting New York Jets. Zach Wilson leading the way in the victory with 3 touchdown passes. Meanwhile, our game has been a boat race. Very one-sided to this point. And for the call of the second half, let's get it back to our commentating team of Brandon Godden and Charles Davis.
All right, Coach, thanks very much. Fine work as always as we welcome you back for quarter number 3. The final 2 quarters of the NFL regular season are upon us as the second half of Week 17 is underway. And the half will begin with a touchback. The Bucs ready to go here to begin the 3rd quarter. And they have a mountainous deficit looming in front of them. It was really, Charles, a disaster of a first half. So where do they go from here?
Well, first thing they have to remember is that what's done is done, and there's no going back. And now you have to play this drive by drive. Obviously, come back in this spot, pretty unlikely, but you still have to go out, take pride in your work, and try and put something together here in the second half. This defense is just flat getting after it. They have not given up much of anything in the run game. Case in point right there.
First play of the drive goes the wrong way. Here's 2nd and 12. They're going to look to throw. And he drops it incomplete. And their struggles continue here. He's had trouble finding open receivers all game, CD, and that's because really there hasn't been many. This defense has been all over them.
Yeah, they're one of the better defenses in the league, and every time I talk to someone around the NFL, they all say the exact same thing. They're so fundamentally sound, it's hard to execute against them.
And that is incomplete.
Has to be a little bit of frustration there. Back-to-back incompletions. Receivers blanketed on both attempts, this time on third down.
The Seahawks send out their punter as he'll come on to kick this one away. This is fielded at the 27. An 8-yard return there after a punt of 47. So here are the Dolphins now. They get ready for their first possession of the second half. And last time out, another touchdown. And I think there may be some empty seats around here by the time the fourth quarter comes around.
Yeah, I have to agree with you because this one's just about decided. But you know who benefits from all those empty seats? You and me, trying to get to the airport. The roads will be fairly clear by the time we have to leave the booth.
Call it a gain of 4 on first, and that'll make it second down.
Brandon, we just saw the benefits of being able to run the ball successfully. They pick up 4 yards on that carry. So now if you're a play caller, you can do just about anything you want. But on the defensive side of the ball, you're scrambling a little bit. Now you're behind trying to figure out, do I need to blitz him? Do I need to pressure him? How do I gain an advantage on this snap?
On second down, it's Mullins. And he gets this one to midfield before he's brought down.
Partner, if you want more carries, I think we saw how you get them. Showed that he's got the fresh legs, and he picked up the first down on that run. Don't just ask for them. Show them that you're supposed to get the football.
It's a 6-yard pickup, and it gets him to 2nd and 4.
I think we can safely say that those types of plays are the backbone of this offense. We know not every run's going to be a big hitter, but you know they'll take that type of result on each and every attempt.
Six yards on that last play. Here's 2nd and 4. And a give this time to the tailback. And he's going to be met at about the 43. They'll keep it on the ground. Singleton. And past the 35, he'll be dropped a yard or two shy of the 30. 62 yards rushing for him now on what was his 10th carry of the ball game.
We don't talk about it very often, but sometimes there's a dip in intensity when you start the second half, which can manifest itself in some sloppy tackling. And how about right there? He ran right through that weak tackle attempt.
So 1st and 10, and if they score on this drive, might have to start digging in our second half blowout material. And he'll give it here to his running back. 5 yards on the carry. Good pickup on first down.
Brandon, 5 yards on that run. Let's get back to the huddle and make sure if you're a back, you spend time with your offensive line and give them credit. Hard to move those 300-plus pounders at the line of scrimmage, and they did for a significant chunk of yardage.
The first down run got 5. Here's 2nd and 5. Now a handoff here to his running back. And not much of a hole there as he gets it down to about the 24-yard line. Still a couple yards short of the first as the 3-yard gain brings up a 3rd down.
Well, that's not a run that's going to make any of the highlight tapes, but they've been moving it well all game on the ground. This is another one that keeps them moving forward.
Trying to keep the drive going here. This is play number 7 on 3rd and 2. And they'll let their fullback try and push the pile. And he will have the first down across the 20 to the 19-yard line.
Football such A game of tendencies, down in distance, and on 3rd and inches, 3rd and 1, you're thinking, man, the fullback's probably going to get the ball. But when you get to 3rd and 2, most of the time that's either the running back or a pass play. So that's a nice tendency breaker by the offensive team there. Hand it to their big guy to pick up a first down.
We got 3, fellas. We got 3. I got 87. I got 87. That's speed. That's speed, boys.
They'll run on first down. Dillard. 5 yards is the tally on first down. That brings up 2nd and 5.
That's a strong pickup right there on first down. And as this drive goes on, we're seeing an offensive line and running game imposing its will.
Ball at the 14 for 2nd and 5. Going to give this time to the tailback. He's going to get 4 out of this as he's down to the 10-yard line.
When you find that kind of yardage, you couldn't be more confident as a ball carrier. And guess what? You're going to go back and tell your offensive coordinator, I'd like to keep carrying it, thank you.
On 3rd down, Dillard. And he has the first down before he's tackled at the 5.
We all love to have a home run hitter in the backfield. Guy can take it the distance. But in short yardage, trying to pick up first downs, that big guy, always a nice luxury to have, isn't he?
So another 3rd down conversion, and now they've got a 1st and goal.
31's the mic. Switch up. Switch up.
And he'll give it here to his running back. And he will take it in for a Dolphins touchdown. A 5-yard touchdown run. And the Dolphins have got it on cruise control. Extra point attempt here still to come. And the lead grows even larger here in the 3rd quarter. So that drive, 12 plays in length. And it's finished off with a 5-yard touchdown run. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. From a yard or two deep, here comes a return. And he'll be dropped at the 21-yard line. So bringing it out of the end zone proves not a good decision. Loses him about 4 yards. The Seattle offense now set to come back out on the field. They've got to dig down deep. I mean, they need something right now, really anything to cling on to. This offense has struggled.
Partner, join me in a walk to their locker room at the half, okay? Because I think what we would have seen is an offensive coordinator and his assistant coaches getting together with all their positions, then coming together as a group, going over adjustments, and then the head coach coming in and just screaming, wake up.
Yeah.
Let's get moving, guys.
I'm kind of glad we weren't in there at halftime, actually.
I mean, you think you might have turned it on us, too?
Yeah, but right now, whatever was said hasn't been working.
He's had a ton of success here so far, but you get the feeling that he might be on the verge of popping one.
Yeah, even on that one, there was a little bit of a hole, but it closed there quickly at the end. On first down, Weeks, and shedding through the tackle. And he's across the 40, 3 extra yards to the 43. 46 yards rushing for him now to this point. So they'll come up after the gain of 7 on a 2nd and 3. They'll set up a throw. And that's off the mark, incomplete.
I'm getting the sense that this offense is getting frustrated. Here we are into the 3rd quarter, and they've had plenty of opportunities to get in sync. Thus far, that hasn't happened. They're looking for answers both on the sidelines and in the huddle looking at each other.
Ball had his hands on it, couldn't bring it in. Pretty symptomatic of how this game's been going. The Seahawks send out their punter as he's on here to punt it away. And this one hits at the 3 and then bounds into the end zone for a touchback. Miami's offense set and ready to go. They are clicking on all cylinders. They seem to be just scoring at will right now, and that's why they've opened up this big lead.
Now, we always talk about getting into the zone, and all athletes are seeking that, aren't they? Where everything is working for them, every move they make works, it clicks, and they are on point right now.
Yeah, they are in that zone that you're talking about.
And there we saw one of the downsides of blitzing during a rundown, because sometimes you get out of your gaps. You don't fit the run quite as well because you're headed towards the ball carrier with abandon.
A good run got 7 on first. Here's 2nd and 3.
Watch his flag. Watch his flag. 31's the mic. Hey, watch the ball. Watch the ball.
Now a handoff here to his running back. And they'll take him down at the 31-yard line.
So many teams want to throw the ball in this situation nowadays, but I love watching a team that has enough confidence to go ahead and run the football in that situation. That's almost a tendency breaker.
Under a minute to go in this third quarter as they come up 1st and 10.
Double time. Alert. Alert. 3 down. 3 down. 31's the mic. Too little. Cut.
Going to give this time to the tailback. And he can only manage to get a couple. 2nd and 8 coming up.
Well, any lane that might have been open there was closed pretty quickly, and that was because the defensive front, they won that battle at the point of attack at the line of scrimmage. They used great leverage, held their spot, and stacked him up.
The last run good for 2. Here's 2nd and 8.
Hey, tight end's right. Watch tight end.
And he'll give it here to his running back. And he'll have a Dolphins first down as the tackle made it about the 43-yard line. Back now in Seattle, Washington. And that is going to do it for this third quarter of action. You are watching the NFL on EA Sports. Historically, this is such a tough, loud venue, but you can hear a pin drop right now. A lot of fans long gone, not used to seeing a lopsided score like this. And not a whole lot of room to operate there on the first down run. He gets maybe 3. The last run got 3. Now here's 2nd and 7.
Hey. We got 3. We got 3. 3 down. 3 down.
Now a handoff here to his running back. And down he goes at the 49, a 3-yard pickup. Charles, you said earlier this defense is probably going to need to hold these guys right around 20 or under that if they were going to have a chance. It was evident pretty early on that wasn't going to happen.
Yeah, they left 20 behind a long time ago in this game, didn't they? It looks like they're headed towards a big number. But 20 was the threshold because that kept them in the ball game and kept the pressure off of their own offense.
The Dolphins on 3rd down. Can't be any better than a perfect 6 for 6. This is 3rd and 4.
You got tight. You got tight right there. Check. Crunch.
They'll try the left side. Mullins. And they go backwards here. Losing yardage back at the 48-yard line. That'll make it 4th down after a loss of 1.
With his size, he's a tough man to bring down, but they do a nice job there stopping his progress and not allowing him to get back to the line of scrimmage.
And no move to get the offense off the field. They're going on 4th and 5. Looking to throw. Richardson. And he completes it to Cohen. And he is brought down, but not before reaching the 30.
Partner, I have to tell you, just one word keeps coming to mind from watching them this afternoon, and that's impressive. They have been impressive from the opening kickoff and they haven't let up here even into the fourth quarter.
So from Seahawk territory now, it's 1st and 10 at the 30-yard line. They run the counter. It's Mullins, and he'll fight forward on the straight-ahead running for just a couple of yards. 2nd down.
Typically, we think it's the strong safeties that are better tacklers, especially closer to the line of scrimmage amidst traffic. But in this case, how about the free safety coming up and making the big-time play?
Second down and 8. Gonna give this time to the tailback. And inside the 20 before he's brought down. 57 yards rushing for him now in the ball game. Another example of this offense really having their way, Charles, and another big chunk play there on the ground.
And when you look at the defense, they've got to do a much better job of wrapping up when they tackle. A lot of great opportunities continue to slip through their fingers, as do the runners.
So from inside the 20, here's 1st and 10 at the 18. And he'll give it here to his running back. And now they're inside the 10 as he's brought down at the 9. It's another 10 yards on that one and another 1st down.
Oh, that's one to warm the hearts of all those old school football players, isn't it? Tough, hard, gritty run, got behind his pads, bowled over a few people. Look at that one, right up the gut.
Saw it through 3 quarters, no reason to lighten up now. So not quite a 1st and goal just yet as they come up now 2nd and inches. Now a handoff here to his running back. And he's able to work it here to the 8-yard line.
I hope we give enough respect to the big guys up front because they have been getting it done on this drive. The holes have been large, and they've been barreling through them, picking up 1st downs.
They'll try and run for it on 1st and goal. A good pickup there, 7 yards, and it's going to be 2nd and goal now.
I know that every now and then we get in those meetings with coaches, and you almost want to roll your eyes when they talk about staying on schedule when they're moving the football. But would you say a 7-yard run is ahead of schedule?
And he is in. Touchdown, Miami. A great effort there. His 2nd TD of the game and 18th of the year. And the Dolphins are closing in on that 16-0 record as they add on to their lead. Extra point splits the uprights, and the lead will swell by 1 more. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. And this will not be returned. It'll come out to the 25. The Seattle now ready to march out of the field. Well, I think that the folks here had hoped that maybe this home atmosphere would carry their guys to a surprise victory, but it does not appear that that's going to be the case. There's too much to handle on the other side in this one. They'll come out throwing here on 1st down. Dancing to his left. And from the 25, they work this to the 29, a gain of 4. 2nd and 6, just inside the 30.
Let's go, let's bring it. Let's bring it. 31's the mic. Hey, watch the screen, watch the screen. Watch the screen.
He'll look to throw. A battle for it, and it's intercepted. Picked up by Javon Holland. And they have the football and will set up shop at the 33-yard line. Yet another mistake after the interception there. And, gosh, you look up at the scoreboard. They just got to be thinking this one cannot get over fast enough.
It certainly can't. And also what happens when you get this big of a deficit, you're supposed to make all the right throws, right? You're supposed to try and obviously get the ball to your own guys. But being down this big, you also take even more chances. And in this situation, that hasn't paid off for them at all.
On the other sideline, jubilation and laughter. Coming up on 2nd and 7.
Switch, switch, switch.
They'll try and run some clock here as they keep it on the ground. And he's going to get this pretty close to a first down as the tackle is made at the Seahawks 24. 65 yards on the ground for him so far.
That's the kind of run that gets everyone excited on offense. And, you know, oftentimes the guys who carry the ball are the ones in the huddle doing the chirping. Right now, I think it's the offensive line telling them, run it again. We are right there about to break a big one.
31's the mic.
On 3rd down, Mullins. And down inside the 15, shy of the 10. No doubt those are the types of carries they're looking for here, Charles. The lead in the 4th quarter. This is when coaches that have a reliable running game, they breathe a little easier on the sideline.
Yeah, they love the idea that they can take the air out of the football at this point of the game. That means they're really counting on that offensive line, counting on the runners, taking care of the football. Because you're going to tell your quarterback, hey, no time to be a hero. We're not going to throw it here. Just eat up that clock. And if you have the ball, they can't score.
And he's going to work this one down to about the 5. It's a 7-yard carry to set them up with a 2nd and 3.
And that last carry puts him right at 100 yards for the game. So how has he done it? Because he's been patient, followed his blocks, let everything develop, and then burst through for big gains.
Second and 3 with the ball sitting on the 5. Gonna give this time to the tailback. And they are gonna score again. Yet another touchdown as they just add to their totals.
Well, business as usual for them. Well on their way to another victory. Riding a serious wave of momentum from what we've seen. And so far, they haven't met their match. So if you're going to play this team in the future, your mission is clear. You better be ready to play and match their firepower.
Extra point right down the middle. And that will extend this big lead. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. And it'll come out to the 25 as he will not attempt to return. Seattle again getting ready to take over offensively. We certainly had a sense coming in here that these guys were in for a tough one on the road. That has been how this ball game has played out. They trail big as we continue on now here in this 4th quarter. Trying to shake off the interception from the last drive. He'll look to throw. He'll be dropped after a gain of about 6 across the 30 to the 31. Just 2 minutes remaining here in the 4th quarter of what has been a one-sided affair. So it's Seahawk football as we march toward a conclusion. They're looking at 2nd down now as they search for a consolation score. The Dolphins get there. They this time, and they bring him down. It'll go as a loss of about 6, and now it brings up third. Back to throw here. And that is incomplete.
Certainly looked like someone was very confident in his ability to fit that one in. I would say he was overconfident because there wasn't a whole lot of separation there. Had that one covered pretty well downfield and knocked it away.
So this will be accepted as it moves the offense backwards. So the special teams penalty cost some yardage there as they come out on 1st and 10. They'll try and run some clock here as they keep it on the ground. And up to the 35 before they're able to knock him down.
Well, we're beyond the tone setting right now. This guy's been the bell cow all day, and they'll continue to rely on him to move the chains, drain the clock, and lead his team.
Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. They'll keep it on the ground. Blake. And the result here, a pickup of 8. Leaves them with 2 to go on 2nd down. Well, they'll take that every time with a lead. 1st down, 4th quarter, getting 8 yards. You love that.
They will take it, and you have to ask the defensive guys, why did you give it? I mean, you know the situation. You're down, have to stop them, have to get the football back. But 8 yards on 1st down puts them back on their heels.
8 yards the tally on that 1st down run. Here's 2nd and 2. And he'll give it here to his running back. Well, Charles, it's one thing to win. It's another thing to win and put up the amount of points that they did. Boy, were they clicking on offense.
They can't help but feel great about themselves, can they? I mean, what a game to put up that number of points, continually feeling like they're moving the ball and things are working and clicking. They think that they can bottle this and carry it with them.
And as an offensive coordinator, you just don't think you can do anything wrong. Whatever you call, run, pass, it's all going to work.
That's called being in the zone.
So for Miami, they have indeed reached a perfect 16-0, but now still one game remains before they join the 07 Pats and the 72 Dolphins as the only teams to finish a regular season unbeaten. That'll do it for us. I'm Brandon Gaudin alongside Charles Davis. Thanks to our entire crew as well. We'll talk to you next time. So long, everybody.